Okay, I have some beanbags here, and I'm going to walk down this corridor, and I'm going to drop one every second. I've placed one here at the starting point just to make my life a little bit easier. So this is going to be tricky negotiating this with the camera in one hand, the beanbags in the other, but let's see how it goes. So 3 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 1 Mississippi, 0 Mississippi, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi, 6 Mississippi. Boy, that was not very good. But if I look down the corridor, I see that the distances between these are pretty much, well, let's take a look. For this one right here, I can count tiles, and this is 5 tiles. 5 tiles. 7.5 tiles. That wasn't so good. 6 tiles, I think. 4 tiles. 2, 4, 6. And 6 tiles. So I didn't do a really bang-up job of that. But let's take a look at what we would expect if I had been able to do it. You get the idea that I would have nailed it if I had 3 arms. Anyway, what we're looking at is the change in position, or displacement. What does it depend on? Well, it depends on how long a time period we're looking at, because if I take the time interval to be 2 seconds, then I just add those 2 displacements together. And it's also proportional to how fast I'm going. So here's our first equation. Delta x equals v delta t. I'm going to alter it in a couple of subtle ways. One is I'm going to put a subscript here because we're traveling in the horizontal direction. If we were traveling in a vertical direction, I want to distinguish that velocity from this velocity. And the second thing I'm going to do, you notice that I did not nail it. I did not get the distance between all of these the same. And so that suggests that even during the time interval of 1 second, this velocity is not perfectly constant. So I'm going to write this as Vx average delta t. And the last thing I'm going to do is, if I want to solve for that average, I can count the number of tiles, convert it to meters, take delta t to be 1 second, and here's my expression for the average velocity in the x direction.